Hi, I'm Jim Ryer. I'm from the Christian tradition, and we welcome everybody, whatever your worldview or beliefs are.
Different color, one people. A different language, one people.
I think the city of KC is really multicultural.
There's a lot of different ethnicities that live around here.
I think it's a good place for people to live.
So, and I think everyone's accepting of wherever you're from.
Extremely friendly. I've been living here my entire life.
So let's live in peace.
Well, ever since I moved to Australia, we've been looking for a place which is family friendly. So the kids were born actually in the city of KC, and since then we've really learned to love all the things that the city of KC has to offer. For example, the schools are gorgeous, the parks, the outdoor spaces, and the convenience of being close to the arterial roads. Very convenient to get to the city.
Different culture, one people. Living in a world with so much love to give.
Wurundjeri Wondoon, Balakiyaman Gundibik. That means welcome to the lands of the Wurundjeri people, from the tips of the trees to the roots of the earth. To me, it's really simple. It's about being lovely to those people around you. You know, when you invite someone to your home, you want them there, don't you? You know, and it's quite a simple process. It's about being good to one another.
What I really love the most and enjoy the most are the people that make the city of KC, from all walks of life, from all different parts of the world. And the conversations that I've had with some people here have just been outstanding, just mind-blowing.
Living in a world with so much love to give.
Good morning, listeners. This is the Voice of Faith program presented by KC Multifaith Network.
The KC Multifaith Network launched a radio program about 5 years ago, which is broadcast every week on a Sunday morning.
This is the first multi-faith radio program in Australia, not only in Melbourne, in Australia.
Each week, a different faith presents, a program which may incorporate music, singing.
Multiculturalism is actually something that we can benefit from. And I think that if we are open-minded and take in consideration that others are different but the same, then I think we can learn from that.
Today you'll be getting a Christian hour, and we're looking particularly at Mark chapter 14, continuing our series on the Gospel of Mark.
Everyone can believe in what they want to believe in, but
You have to listen to them before telling them what you believe.
well, because some people, they hear stuff and then they have negative thoughts on like a certain religion.
If they have any problems or whatever, to just talk about it.
Have you ever heard of the KC Multifaith Network?
I haven't, no.
Actually, no, I haven't.
No, I didn't.
But I might go and check it out soon then.
2006 was the plan when the council invited religious leaders from all the different faith traditions to a big meeting at council to talk about the possibility of starting up some kind of network similar to what Dandenong had.
I belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we weren't considered Christians, and we were not able to be involved in a lot of pastoral networks or Christian networks.
Casey is a pretty conservative area, especially amongst the Christian churches. Most of them on the whole are pretty conservative, and they were quite cautious and a bit hesitant about starting something because some of them felt that it was going to somehow blur faiths together and compromise what each faith was.
I approached one mayor and he said, over my dead body, we're Christian, you come to Australia, you should be Christian. And I was shocked at that.
What they had to eventually realise and did come to understand is that a network isn't where we blur the faiths together, but it's where we accept that we're all people of different faiths, different traditions, often different cultures and different religious practices. But we can be friends, we can get to know each other, we can get to understand each other and work together for the betterment of the community.
I think it was because the Christian churches thought we were going to steal their flock, pinch their members. But now we've got a good relationship with them. They realise that we're only interested in learning about each other, understanding, and nobody's trying to convert anybody.
So, all these years later, since 2007 when it was officially launched, the Christians are still Christians, the Hindus are still Hindus, the Muslims are still Muslims.
I've really grown to like the Multifaith Network as my family because I don't have any family in this area. So the Multifaith Network has offered me that sort of support.
My children always played in the Berwick Tennis Club, and they're all white. And I remember the first time that there was a girl from overseas, and they had a restaurant in Berwick, and that was quite a stir. Just, now that nobody takes any notice whatsoever of, people from overseas. In fact, my own family is just so multicultural. I've got a daughter-in-law who's Sri Lankan, another one who's from Italy, another one's from the Philippines, another one's Maori. So you can imagine my grandchildren are a real multicultural mix.
So I said, slow down and take it easy. Hold on, don't cry. Slow down, my friend, and please.
We have 150 different nationalities within the city of Casey, and in that you have 120 different religions. 28% of our residents, English is their second language. And when you have art, it transcends language, it brings you all together.
She's gonna buy herself some wings, fly like a bird.
Most exciting activities are the tours to different places of worship. And this activity is basically breaking barriers in action. For people to visit different places of worship which they've maybe driven by or always wanted to know what goes inside, for example a Sikh temple, to actually step in there and to experience what it is like being a Sikh. You can actually see people's faces, the expressions change from anxiety to comfort.
2,500 years ago, the prince in the Buddha, he's a prince, and he left his palace and he let his wife go to the jungle and want to become a man like that,
The more you learn about the other, you sort of find out who you really are. And to not fear anybody else and to know how rich we are.
It just changes people, softens their hearts.
John was a beloved disciple of Jesus, so he had the overview. So that's why he chose the symbol eagle as a symbol, because eagle flies very high and have overview of everything and also sharp view of everything.
We'll spread our wings and together we'll fly high over mountains.
The theme of the song Fly, I guess, it's encouraging people to go beyond the normal things that cause suffering. And that's the big deal, is that we cause our own suffering by acting on our ignorance and greed and anger and these negative emotions. So if we can start to learn how things really are, so in other words wisdom, if we can care for each other, compassion and love, this is the fly. This is the fly that we're talking about in metaphor.
I think it's just about opening up your ideas to the world, exploring what's different, and in the end we all find out that we're more similar than different. We're all part of this wonderful family called humanity. And I think that's the most important message that the Multifaith Network has to give. This
Jewish lady said, I feel a hypocrite. She said, I'm actually an atheist, and but that doesn't matter. We're not on about religion, because people blame religion for troubles in the world. We just want to promote harmony and understanding.
So people will have their worlds expanded if they join our group. They'll learn lots of stuff that they wouldn't perhaps otherwise know, and they'll meet a wonderful bunch of diverse people.
High over mountains, high over the seas, we land in the heavens. Oh, won't you come fly with me?
So Bunjil one time went up into the sky and he became a star, and that is our spirit. We will always look for him in times of doubt. Some people might be Indigenous, some people might be Indian, Italian, but you've all got someone to look up to.
Won't you come fly with me? Different faith, one people. Different belief, one people. Different way, one people.